All right. So, good evening, all of you. Welcome back. And I hope you are doing really very well. So, finally, there is good evening, Omkar, Pritesh. Good evening, Kiran. Kritika, good evening. Good evening, Nija. So, yeah. So, finally, there is no cartoon today. I thought of putting one, then I thought, let's get a change. Right? Yeah. So, you can see this. There is no kind of there is no difficulty in today's class. Right, there's nothing too big thing here. So it's just a kind of PJ, right? So I hope you are aware of concentration camps in the World War II. Hitler used to have the concentration camps. So it's just a kind of imagination that you're sitting with, let's say, even I have given you the homework and I ask you, have you done your homework? So similar kind of situation might arise, correct? If you were a student in India, Pranav, if you were in 1940s, you might not become a student in India. Very few people had this privilege of getting educated in India in 1940s. I hope you know that. Very few people had this privilege of getting educated in India. How can you say that you were privileged? 1940 mein there were rarely some privileged people, right? We'll see, Shreya. Pranav, you're really one of a kind, but that kind can be a weirdo, that kind can be a good one, that kind can be a anything. But that kind does not replicates or does not gives you an image of what you will be at that time, right? Nobody can say anything about it. Shubh Sandhya Kal, Meghna. Cool. Yes, Samruddh, you are right. I'm just giving you imagination, that's all. Why do you have atomic theory? Leave it, Pranav. I can't explain you. I don't have that much potential. My levels are not that high that I can explain you. Right? Chalo, let's move ahead. So it's basically if you Hitler is indirectly trying to threaten her. If you don't do your homework, I'll put you in concentration camp. Right? Very good evening, Preksha. He was not friendly as seen in his pic. It's a kind of sarcasm. It's a kind of sarcasm. Nahi, Pranav, I don't know my concentrations. So I can't. Chalo. Yes, so let us recall what we studied last class and then we'll start today's topic. We'll discuss yesterday's problems and then start today's topic. Right. Yes, he is threatening her only. What do you think about? Yeah. So yes, guys, we had discussed metal ion electrode, gas ion electrode. Right? We had discussed metal ion electrode. We wrote the cell reaction. We wrote cell representation. Post that, we wrote its Nernst equation. Okay. I'll do that, Shreya. So E cell is E naught cell, which we wrote the Nernst equation. And then we wrote, we saw two ways of writing the Nernst equation. One was directly from cell reaction. One was writing the anode half and cathode half, then subtracting them to get the final expression. Right? Now, gas ion electrode, we also say it is a She, right? We wrote half cell reaction. If it act as anode, this will be the reaction. We will use this today. If it act as cathode, this will be a cell reaction. Correct? Then We wrote its Nernst equation also. We found the relation between pH and EH plus. This is what we did. Then we discussed we connected it to some anode part, right, and cathode part, and then we wrote the overall cell reaction. Cathode we chose was copper, and then we wrote its Nernst equation, right? We wrote Nernst equation for half cell as well as complete cell. Then this was the cell representation. I told you need to use platinum electrodes to make circuits. Then we saw metal insoluble salt electrode. In that we saw silver chloride electrode, right? This was the half cell if it act as cathode. This was the half cell when it act as anode, right? This reaction can be written as, this is important part. We'll discuss this in tomorrow's class also, right? Before I forget, no, you don't have to remember these reactions. These are logical, no? Ag plus 2Ag, reduction. So reduction and oxidation, you need not by heart it. So what did I had to say? Yeah, before I forget, guys, tomorrow class will be a problem solving class for the JEE and NEET students, right? Even CET students, it's not relevant. Only JEE and NEET students, right? So tomorrow will not cover topics, theoretical part. We'll solve some problems, relatively advanced concepts also, right? So tomorrow, board students can ignore the class or they can join if they wish, right? This chapter only, metal, this thing only, electrochemistry only, on electrochemistry only. Now, this is your cathode. So we saw cathode reaction can be obtained from, this is which equilibrium? This is KSP equilibrium. So using KSP expression and metal ion electrode, you can write the overall reaction of this. So basically this is a combination of these two electrodes. Okay, this is what we saw. CET students, it's their wish, they can ignore. It's nothing like we'll cover specifically anything for CET. Then we wrote its half cell. Guys, silver chloride electrode, standard potential. Okay, just a minute. I need to correct it. This is 0.22 volt, approx 2 to 4 volt, approximately. So what is the standard potential for silver chloride electrode? 0.224 volt. Remember, how do you write its expression in cell representation? Cl minus AgCl Ag. Easy to remember is +1 to 0, reduction. Simple. Okay? Remember this, do not forget it. Now then we combined it with zinc and then we wrote the overall reaction. Using the overall reaction, we wrote the E cell, E naught cell. Then at last I was discussing calomel electrode. I told you to write its cell representation, cell reaction yourself, right? So this was the half cell reaction when it act as cathode, when it act as anode. This is same as silver chloride. The difference is instead of silver chloride, you're using mercury chloride. Just silver has been replaced by mercury. That is the only difference. Then I have again connected it with the zinc electrode, and anode reaction is this, cathode reaction is this, oxidation at anode, reduction at cathode. I wrote the overall reaction. Then I wrote its Nernst equation, E cell. Okay? For board students, SHE and Nernst equation numerical is very, very important. It will definitely come in your exam. Okay? Right. Just remember that it also, the standard potential of Nernst equation depends upon KCl concentration. If you use saturated KCl, it is 0.2415. One normal KCl solution, potential comes out to be 0.2800. 0.1 normal solution, it comes out to be 0.333 volt. Right? So it depends upon concentration of KCl. Right. This finishes your this thing. Now I had given you some questions to solve. Right? So the oxidation potential of hydrogen electrode at pH equal to 10 and pressure of hydrogen is 1 atmosphere. How many of you got the answer and what is the answer you got? How many of you got this answer and what is the answer you have got? Ganesh has got the right answer. Vidya, I think your answer there it has some error in Vidya. Vidya, check your answer. Your answer has some error. Ansar has got the right answer. Kishore has got the right answer. Monisha has got the right answer. Yes, Chandan, last slide. Now Vidya has got the right answer. Aditya, I think you need to check your answer again. Aditya M. Mohit, you too need to check your answer again. There is some approximation in your answer, Mohit. All right. So Venkatesh has got the right answer. Correct. Very good. Now I hope you can understand the effect of pH on this. But remember, guys, if you try to use directly the formula, there is one important thing you should understand. If you remembered my last class and you directly jumped to this formula and started using this formula, you may not get the right answer. Why? Because in this we have assumed reduction reaction. This was reduction reaction, and this potential was which potential? Reduction potential. But what is asked from you in the question? You are asked to calculate oxidation potential. You are asked, Pritish, your answer is wrong. You are asked to calculate oxidation potential. So for that, you write the oxidation reaction. That will be given by, you can write 2H plus 2 electron. Oxidation. Now this is oxidation reaction. Now using oxidation reaction, you can find oxidation potential. That will be given by E H2 to H plus, Nernst equation. E naught H2 to H plus minus 0.0591 by N is 2 log product concentration upon reactant concentration. So product is your H plus, power its stoichiometry 2, divided by hydrogen is gas. So pressure of hydrogen gas. Pressure of hydrogen gas is given as 1. So nothing to worry about. What is the oxidation, standard oxidation potential of hydrogen electrode? Wait a minute. All right. Guys, can you see the screen? And can you hear the audio? All right. So, yeah, what I was saying here was, what is the oxidation potential of hydrogen electrode? Standard oxidation potential of hydrogen electrode. What is the standard standardization potential of hydrogen electrode? 0. Yes, very good. So this is oxidation oxygen minus 0.0591 by 2 log. Pressure of hydrogen is 1, so it's fine. You can put 1 atm also. It's fine. Now, if your pH is 10, then your H plus will come out to be 10 to the power minus 10, right? So H plus you can substitute here 10 power minus 10 whole square. Not audible. Hmm. All right. So voice is cracking. Video that I have paused intentionally. Is the audio not clear, guys? Voice is breaking. For some people, it is fine. For some people, it is breaking. So let me do the following. Yeah, it's fluctuating. Yes, it's clear, right? It's cracking in between, guys. We need to manage it. Other option. Yeah, it's fine. Wait a minute, guys. Just hold on. Just hold on. Give me 1 minute. Yes. It is audible now, guys. And you can see the screen also. I hope it is audible and you can see the screen also. Right? All right. Yeah. So what I said, I'll repeat again. I said I wrote the anode reaction, oxidation reaction 0 to +1. Then I wrote its inverse equation EH2 to H plus is E naught H2 to H plus minus 0.0591 divided by number of electron transferred to log product upon reactant. So product is A plus, power is stoichiometry 2 divided by as per unit pressure, right? Then my voice is still breaking. Give me a minute. Just a minute. Yes, it will not break now. I think now it will not break. Now it should not break, actually. It will, so God knows, it should not break now. Just check it. If it is breaking, please let me know. Right. So then I calculated the H plus concentration. How I calculated the H plus concentration? pH was given. So if pH is 10, then H plus comes out to be 10 power minus 10. Why? Because pH is 10 means, sorry, pH is 10 means pH is minus log of H plus. Minus log of H plus is 10. This implies log of H plus is minus 10. Right? We know this property, log of X is equals to A. Then X is equals to base is 10. So X becomes 10 power A. Similarly here, H plus here, base is 10 will become 10 power minus 10. So H plus here will be 10 power minus 10. I have substituted the value of H plus here. So what I got my E H2 to H plus as minus 0.0591 by 2. Now log A to the power B. Log A to the power B is what? B log A. So bring the power outside, you'll get what? 2 into log 10 power minus 10. Right? Now you can apply the same property again. Log A to the power B. Again B will come outside and you'll get minus 0.0591 by 2 into minus 10 log 10. Log 10 is 1. Right? So if log 10 is 1, what are you left with? You are left with minus and minus will become plus 0.0591 by 2 into 20. 2 will get cancelled. So 0.0591 into 10 will be 0.591 volt. Your answer is 0.591 volt. Your answer will be 0.591 volt. right? Is this clear, guys? Is this problem clear to everyone? Please check it again. Last step, nothing, calculation. Are you asking about log properties, Sakshi, or you are asking about calculation part? Sakshi, you are asking about log property or the calculation part? Anyways, I'll repeat it. So I took the two outside. I applied this property, log a to power b is b log a. So I applied it. So 2 came outside. You are left with log 10 power minus 10. Then I again applied log a to power b. Then minus 10 again came outside, minus 10. This minus and this minus became plus. And log 10 was left. Log 10 has a value of 1. So you are left with 0.0591 by 2 into 20. 2 will get cancelled. 0.0591 into 10 is 0.591. Is it clear now? Sakshi, I have applied this property 2 times. You can apply it 1 time also. You can write it like this. You can write it like 10 into 2, 10 power minus 20. Then apply log a to power b. So b will come outside. It will be minus 20 log 10. You can write it like this also. Log 10 will be 1 into minus 20, right? And what is there? Minus 0.0591 by 2. 2 will get cancelled. Minus minus plus. 0.0591 into 10 will be 0.591. Right? Now, the next one. What is the answer you got here, guys? This is an important one. It's a question from some medical exam. Just let me check the name of the exam. It is Kerala PMT. It is from Kerala PMT. Kerala PMT is an exam which has always good questions. So those who are preparing for medical exam, I would suggest you to solve Kerala PMT questions for sure. Kerala PMT questions are good. Yes. Yes. If it was a reduction reaction, then H plus would have come in denominator, right? Then log 1 minus log H plus you will write, and minus will come outside. So sign will change basically, right? So it will be minus sign outside. So potential would have been minus 0.0591, right? That is the change you will get. Yes, what's the answer for the second question we have got, guys? Quickly tell me. What's the answer? It is, I think, Kerala PMT 2013. It's a good question though. Kerala PMT 2013. Now you must be wondering, or you must have realized now, that ionic equilibrium and redox has lot of role to play in this chapter. Today though nothing. Tomorrow I will show you the real phases of ionic equilibrium when I take an advanced class on this. Yes, guys. Is this clear? What is the answer you have got for this? Anyone? Has anybody solved this? If yes, what answer you have got for this? Ketki, Kayuri, Aditi DS, Pritesh, have you got the answers of this? Spurti says, Spurti, your answer has a slight error. Spurti. And Purvi, your answer is right. Very good. Chetan, your answer is not correct. Ganesh, very good. Your answer is right. So Keti got 0.64. Okay, no problem. Vishal, just a slight error in your answer. Check again. Yes, Purti, you're right now. All right. So let us use Aditi, DS and Pritesh. I think you have not tried this problem. Right? I hope, and I think I am correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. So there are some people at least who have got the right answers. Right. So I'll discuss the solution now. Please pay attention. If you have not got the answer, no problem. Please pay attention. That is important. Right. So in this question, you can see here. you are given with the reduction potential of hydrogen electrode is given. You are given with reduction potential of hydrogen electrode. So what I'll do first, I will write the reduction reaction. So let me write the reduction reaction. He's talking about reduction potential is asked. So let me write the reduction reaction. H2 gives you 2H plus 2 electron. This is your reduction reaction. Aqueous gas. This is your reduction reaction. Now, it is given that 2 divided by 10 power 2 molar aqueous solution of weak monobasic acid. Weak acid, right? Weak acid which is monobasic means it will give only one H plus ion. Now let us recall our ionic equilibrium concept. Ha gives you H plus and A minus. Weak acid. So you used to assume T equal to 0 pe concentration was C, product was 0, 0. T equal to T time pe, equilibrium time pe. You used to say C mein se how much is dissociated? C alpha. This was there in boards also. Oswald dilution law. C alpha. Now what do you see? H plus concentration is how much? C alpha. H plus concentration is C alpha. Correct? And all of us know if you write Ka comes out to be C alpha square by, for those who don't know this, I'll repeat it for them. Ka is the equilibrium constant when you write. It will be product concentration upon reactant concentration. C alpha into C alpha divided by C minus C alpha. You can take C common and cancel it out. You will get Ka as C alpha square upon 1 minus alpha. If alpha is very, very less than 1, then you can say Ka is equals to C alpha square. Alpha is equals to root Ka by C. This is what you'll get. Now you got alpha value. Put this alpha value in H plus concentration. So H plus concentration will come out to be C into root Ka by C. Right? Now when you bring this C inside the square root, it will become C square. So Ka by C into C square is root Ka into C. If you directly know the formula, you can directly apply the formula. It will save time in exam. For example, I directly know this relation, but I need to solve it. Yes, Katie, you're right. But I need to solve it because might be people who might not know this. So root Ka into C. Now, what is your H plus concentration? Here, H plus is not given directly. You have to find H plus. Ka is given 5 into 10 power minus 5 into concentration is 2 into 10 power minus 2. So this value will come out to be 10 into 10 power minus 7, which is how much? 10 power minus 6. 10 power minus 3 will come outside. Just check the calculation. I might do error. So H plus value is 10 power minus 3. Now it is same. Write the Nernst equation. Write the Nernst equation. So reaction is H2 gives you 2H plus 2 electron. Correct? Okay, I think I forgot to on my video again. Sorry. Yeah. Now, what I said here was, this is your equation. So now you write the reduction potential. Sorry, this is oxidation. We need to write reduction reaction. Here also, let us correct it. We need to write reduction reaction. We are finding reduction potential. 2H plus 2 electron gives you H2. This is your reaction. So your reaction is 2H plus 2 electron gives you H2, right? Now apply the Nernst equation. E H plus 2 H2 gives you E naught H plus 2 H2 minus 0.0591 divided by 2 log product. Hydrogen gas pressure, you can assume it to be 1 atm. It is given also at 1 atm. So pressure of hydrogen gas is your product. Reactant is H plus power 2, right? So reduction potential, standard reduction potential of hydrogen electrode is 0 minus 0.0591 by 2 log pressure of hydrogen is 1. H plus concentration we have just found it. It is 10 power minus 3. 10 power minus 3 ka square. This is minus 0.0591 by 2 log 10 power minus 6, which can be written as minus 0.0591 by 2 log, this will go up and become log 10 power 6, correct? And now you can apply log a to the power b. Property is b log a. Log a to the power b. So b will come outside. You will get minus point. First thing is you will get negative divided by 2 into 6 log 10. Log 10 is 1. So this is 2 into 3. So 3 into 0.0591. You can assume it to be 0.59. You can assume it to be 0.06 into 3. So it will be minus 0.18 approx. Minus 0.18 approx. Right? So exact your approx answer will be minus 0.18. That is D option. So why I say Kerala PMT questions are good? Because they don't give a data directly. So in this question, if it is asked in NEET, it will be asked like this. They will give you pH. From pH, you can directly find H+. But Kerala PMT will not give you pH. They'll make sure you first find your H+ using all this, and then you substitute it in your formula. Right? So that is a different thing about Kerala PMT. So they ask not tough questions, but they ask indirect questions. That's good thing. Yes. Is this clear, guys? Any doubt in this question? Please ask. As you can see the last slide also. Any doubt in the question? Please ask. We'll start our today's topic. Yes, guys. Any doubt in this? Please ask. I'll do the following. I'll create a imaginary box here, so that if you have any doubt at any point of time, you can put your, or I'll keep a bell here, so that if you have any doubt, you'll ring it, right? E-bell, e-bell, digital bell. I'll do that. Yes, is this clear, guys? Any doubt in this, please ask. If there is no doubt also, then also you can write, no, sir, we have understood this. We have understood this. This question is clear. If you have no doubt. Yes, Ganesh, I'll discuss that tomorrow, Ganesh. Right. So we are done with the problems. There was one more problem based on KSP, basically. This we will discuss in tomorrow's advanced class. It's not relevant for this class now. I've just given this a homework. I'll teach certain things about this also. Tomorrow I'll teach certain things about solubility product. Then I'll take this problem. Right? Right. So now let's start our today's class. Let's start our today's class. Let's start our today's class. We are starting with the intensive character of EMF. What does it mean? I will explain this using a problem. I will solve this problem and try to explain it using a problem. Correct? Now, before I go to this, let us recall from thermodynamics. In thermodynamics, we have studied that intensive properties and extensive properties. What did you study about intensive properties? They are quantity independent. Extensive properties are quantity dependent. Correct? What else is the difference you have studied in them? What else is the difference you have studied in intensive and extensive property? There is one more important major difference between them. What is that? Intensive, all of you will say mass independent. I know that. Extensive, you will say mass dependent. I know you'll say that. Very good, Ketki. Extensive properties are additive in nature, but intensive properties are not additive in nature. Most important part. Extensive properties are additive and intensive properties are not additive. This is the most important difference between them, right? Very good. Now, what do you mean by additive? If I'm sitting in this room, the temperature of this room is, let's say, 28 degrees Celsius. If I build a wall in this room, I'll create two rooms. The temperature in both the rooms will still be 28 degrees Celsius. It will not be 14 degrees Celsius, right? So here temperature cannot be divided or cannot be added. Then we say temperature is an intensive property, correct? So we are saying EMF is an intensive property. We are saying EMF is intensive property of the material. It depends upon nature of material. So can we add EMF? Intensive means EMF cannot be added. EMF cannot be added. EMF cannot be added. Now, Latimer diagram. What is Latimer diagram? This diagram which you have seen, when you draw the sequential diagram of in the presence of E naught values, then it is called Latimer diagram. When you draw the diagram of different reactions having their E naught values, that is called Latimer diagram. Now, in this, you are given the E naught of this reaction. You are given the E naught of this reaction. You are asked the E naught of this reaction. Correct? So can I say E naught of third reaction is equals to E naught of first reaction plus E naught of second reaction? Can I say this? Yes. Can I say this? Can I say this? No, I cannot say this because it is intensive property. It cannot be added. Therefore, this approach is wrong. Therefore, this approach is wrong. Then how do we solve this? So I will use that property which relates EMF and extensive in nature. We have studied that. A property which is extensive and which can be related to EMF. What is that property? Which is extensive and related to EMF. We will use delta G is equals to minus NF E. Delta G naught is minus NF E naught. Correct? I cannot add E naught, but I can add delta G of the reaction. Because delta G is which property? Delta G is which property? It is extensive property. It is extensive property. So I can add delta G, right? What does it mean? It means, guys, this reaction has been obtained by adding this reaction and this reaction. First reaction plus second reaction. We can write also. Let us write the reactions. Copper 2 plus gives you copper plus 1 electron here, right? E naught for this is 0.15 volt, right? What is the second reaction? Second reaction is copper plus electron gives you copper. And this is E naught 1, this is E naught 2, 0.50 volt. Now what happens when I add these two? When I add these two, copper plus will get cancelled and I'll get copper 2 plus electron. 2 electron gives you copper, which is your third equation. What is your third equation? Copper 2 plus 2 copper. Copper 2 plus 2 copper. You have to calculate your E naught 3. Correct? Now, since the third equation is obtained by adding first and second equation, I can say delta G of 3 by Hess law is delta G1 plus delta G2. Can I say this? Yes. Since the third equation is obtained by adding first and second equation, delta G of third equation, delta G of first equation, delta G of second equation. So delta G of third equation will be delta G of first equation, delta G of second equation. Why? Because third equation is obtained by adding first and second. Can I say this or not? Right? Let us move ahead. So delta G3 can be written as delta G1 plus delta G2. Correct? Now apply the Nernst formula. Minus N3F E naught 3 is equals to minus N1F E naught 1 minus N2F E naught 2. Yes? Till here, anyone having any doubt? Guys? Till here, anyone having any doubt? Please ask. You can take minus F common. You can take minus F common. What you'll get? N3 E naught 3 minus F common. N1 E naught 1 plus N2 E naught 2 cancel minus F. So your E naught 3 will be N1 E naught 1 plus N2 E naught 2 by N3. This is your expression you will get. right? You'll get this expression, correct? Now let's substitute the values. So your E03 will be, what is N1 and E01? Let us find. N1, first case mein how many electrons are transferred? 1. E01 is 0.15. So 1 into 0.15 plus N2. So N2, how many electrons? 1 electron. E2 is 0.5. So 1 into 0.5 divided by number of electrons in third reaction. So third reaction has how many electrons? 2. So substitute the value of 2. So how much do you get here? You get here 0.65 divided by 2. That means I think you'll get 0.375 volt. I think your E03 will come out to be 0.375 volt. Just check the calculation before concluding. I hope the calculation is also fine. Yes, 0.325. Oh, okay, yeah, got it. Correct, 0.325, not 0.375, 0.325. It is 0.325. 0.325 volt. Yes, any doubt in this question, guys? The concept and the question. I'll tell you when to apply this concept. First, you tell me if there is any doubt in this concept. Latimer diagram. NEET ke liye it is very important. NEET mein there have been questions on this frequently. It's very important for NEET and CET also. NEET and CET also. Right? So no doubt. Very good. Now, understand one thing. Understand one thing. When will you apply this concept? When will you apply this concept? You did not say, sir, you say E0 cannot be added or subtracted, but you said E0 cell is equal to E0 cathode minus E0 anode. There you are subtracting it. How? Beta, there is a difference. The difference here is when you are adding a half cell to a half cell, the final equation is also a half cell. Correct? So final equation is also a half cell. So when you are adding two half cell to get another half cell, then you need to use delta G. Why? Because N1, N2 and N3 may not be same. Correct? But when you write anode reaction, you write cathode reaction, anode reaction, cathode reaction, you cancel electrons. That means when you add that, you get complete cell, not half cell. You get complete cell. And in a complete cell, electrons are cancelled. That means electrons are equal. Correct? If electrons are equal, then you can directly add or subtract EMF. Right? If not, then you cannot. So in short, let me tell you, when you add a half cell to a half cell and you get another half cell, from two half cell, you get another half cell. Half cell means which involves electron. See, it is having electron. This is also having electron. This is also having electron. When you add or subtract two half cell and you get another half cell, you'll use the concept of delta G. But when you take a half cell, right, cathode pe another half cell, when you add them and you get complete cell means which does not have electron, then you can directly write E0 cell is E cathode minus E anode. Is this point clear? Please write it in bold. Write it in bold. Right? Write it in bold. Nothing from yellow box, so it is easy. Sakshi, you have to just substitute the values. What is your E01? 0.15. 0.15. What is your N1? Number of electron in first reaction? 1. So 1 into 0.15. N2, 1. E2, 0.5. 0.5, 1. N3. Third equation mein how many electrons? 2. Substituted 2. Find E03. Is this clear, Sakshi? Yes, guys. Right away, write it in your notebooks because this is my past experience. Despite of telling this loudly, clearly, students do this mistake. You should know where to apply delta G, where not to apply delta G. Is it clear? Yes. What is F? Faraday. I have told you what is Faraday. Faraday. F is Faraday. What is the value of Faraday? 96500 coulomb. Definition of Faraday. It is charge carried by 1 mole electron. We have derived this. Correct? It is actually 96487. I'm taking approximation here. Yes. Guys, any doubt whatsoever, please write it in your notebook. We will use delta G to find E naught of the final equation only when you add two half cell and you get another half cell. When you add two half cell and you get complete cell, then the concept of delta G will not be used. Right? Please write it in your notebook boldly and clearly. Is it clear? I'm repeating again, please write it. When you add two half cell and you get another half cell, then you use a concept of delta G. When you add two half cell and you get complete cell, then you write E naught cell directly as E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Have you written this? Yes, guys, have you written this or not? This is very important. Exams play here. Exams play here. Literally, they play here. They will give you 2-3 questions. They'll give you the final equation. Right? And final equation will be a complete cell. You'll apply delta G, you'll get wrong answer. Right? When you add two half cell, and you get another half cell, then we use concept of delta G. Right? But when you add two half cell and you get complete cell, then we can directly write E naught cell as E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Is it clear, Sakshi? Is it clear, Sakshi? All right. So I hope there's no doubt. Yes, let's solve one question here on this. I can give you one to solve here. Find E naught 3 here. Find E naught 3 here. Options are in front of you. Find E naught 3 here. Options are in front of you. Oxidation number you have to find yourself. I have not written the oxidation number. Here in this question I had written the oxidation number. But here I have not written the oxidation number of bromine. You need to find oxidation number yourself. You need to write reactions yourself, overall reaction yourself. You have to find this cell ka potential. Okay? And you can practice this from home. You can do this as homework. Let's say you can do this as homework. This part you can E naught 4. You can do E naught 4 as homework. You can practice this for yourself as homework. Yes, let's see what is the answer you are getting. So till now only 20 people have voted. Please vote fast, guys. This is a relatively easier concept, but it definitely comes in exams. You can solve previous year, you'll get to know. All right, so let's end this on a count of 3, 2, 1. Now, it's not that lengthy problem. I don't know why you took so much of time. Many of you have got the right answer. That's good thing. So yes, I need to write reactions first. So I have been given the potential of this, potential of this. So adding these two, I will get this equation. So this is first equation, second equation. Adding 1 and 2, I get my third equation. So let us write the equations. So first is BrO3 minus gives you half Br2. This is where most of you will do the mistake. Now BrO3 minus, what is the oxidation state of bromine here? You can assume it to be X plus oxygen is -2. So 3 into -2, 3 oxygen is equal to total charge is -1. So X minus 6 is equals to -1. So X is equals to +5. So oxidation state here is +5. Here it is 0. So it is going from 0 +5 to 0. So how many electrons should be added? 5 electrons. Correct? Now next is BrO minus to Br2. So BrO minus to half Br2. Right? Similarly, you can find the oxidation number of Br here. X minus 2 is equals to -1. So it will come out to be +1. Correct? So add 1 electron here. Right? Because it is reduction. +1 to 0. It is reduction. So add 1 electron here. Now what you can do is, now add these two equations. I think you cannot add them, because if you add them, you'll get some other equation. Just let me check it. You'll not get half Br2. You'll get Br2. Okay. I think, just a minute, guys. We don't need this. Okay, there's a problem here. I have written wrong here. Just a minute. I've directly written Br2 here. This is BrO minus. So there is some error we'll get. Let us correct it. This is BrO minus, right? And this will also be not 5 electron. So now BrO minus means oxidation state is +1. So it is going from +5 to +1. How much is the change? 4. So this will be 4 electron. I hope it is fine now. Correct? I think it is correct now. Yes, Chetan, I saw that now. So now when you add these two, BrO minus will get cancelled. That is the beauty of this. If you understand the concept carefully, even if you're doing it wrong, you'll see it is not getting cancelled. You're not getting the right equation. So that means there is error. So you'll get what? After adding, you'll get BrO3 minus plus 5 electron gives you half Br2. That is what you want. You want BrO3 minus to Br2. BrO3 minus to Br2. Correct? So let us write their E0 values also. E0 1 is how much? E0 1 is how much? 0.54. E0 2 is how much? 0.45. E0 3 we have to calculate. Now I'll directly write the formula here. My E0 3 will be N1 E0 1 plus N2 E0 2 by N3. So what is your N1? 4. E0 1 0.54. So 4 into 0.54 plus N2. How many electrons? 1 into E0 2 is 0.45 divided by N3. So what is N3? 5. So just calculate this and check how much you are getting as the answer. Charge is not balanced. Charge is balanced on, charge is not balanced. Correct. So charge is not balanced because we are not balanced oxygen. If you want to write complete reaction and balance it, then you need to write water, H plus, all those things also. But we don't need it. If you want, I can show it to you. There are three oxygen here, 1 oxygen here. So you'll add 2 water here and 4 H plus here to balance it. But we don't need this in our, we only need number of electrons. So that's why I have not balanced the oxygen and water. Right? Here also, if you want, you can add 1 water and 2 H plus. If you want complete reaction, this is the complete balanced reaction. I think it was asked by Vidya. Is it clear now? Vidya, is it clear now? So when you solve this, your answer will come out to be 0.522 volt. That is B. So B is the correct answer, guys. Right? So any doubt whatsoever in this, please ask quickly. Any doubt whatsoever in this, please ask quickly. Yes, guys. Any doubt whatsoever, please ask quickly. No. Very good. Now, this is your homework. You can try this. This is a good question. Why I have given this as homework? Because this question has been asked in lot of exams. Almost lot of exams this question has been asked. And when you solve this, you'll find one good thing here. Let's see whether you can catch it or not. This is a very good question you will have, right? Next topic we need to learn is concentration cells. That is the reason I took the concentration camp today. So concentration cells, right? Now let me tell you in short, I'll prove it later. Wherever you see concentration cells, in concentration cells, E0 cell is 0. In concentration cells, E0 cell is 0, right? Always remember this, right? When I learned this, I always used to remember concentration cells matlab E0 cell is 0. Finished. Now, what is the definition? The cells in which EMF changes due to difference in concentration of electrolyte or electrode. That means your left hand electrode and right hand electrode will be same. Zinc, zinc 2 plus, zinc 2 plus to zinc. Both electrode will be same. Cathode and anode will be same. What will be different? Concentration of ion will be different in cathode and anode. Then that cell is known as concentration cell. There are two types: electrode concentration cell, electrolyte concentration cell. Let us see that what it is. So you can see here, I have taken an electrolyte concentration cell, one example. You can see what is your cathode? Zn, Zn2 plus, anode, sorry. What is your cathode? Zn, Zn2 plus, right? So do you see your anode and cathode? Anode, just a minute. Your anode and cathode both are same. Anode and cathode are same. Anode and cathode are same. Do you get this? Right? Does the reaction take place if both are same? Yes. Reaction will happen if both are same. Right? Reaction will happen if both are same. Correct? So if they are same also, then what you'll do? Basically, you can see here. Your anode reactions and cathode reactions when you write. Your anode reaction is this. Let us write the cell reaction. What happens at anode? Oxidation. Zn gives you Zn2 plus 2 electron. Correct? What is the concentration of Zn2 plus here? C1. C1. Right? Now let us write cathode half. What is your cathode? Reduction happens at cathode. That means Zn2 plus will get converted to zinc. Reduction at cathode. Zn2 plus gets converted to zinc. Solid, solid. What is the concentration here? C2. Concentration of zinc sulfate at cathode is C2. Now when you add both of the reactions to get overall cell reaction, when you add them, 2 electron will get cancelled. So your N is 2. This is first information you got. Zinc will get cancelled. Correct? So what you're getting? You're getting Zn2 plus gives you Zn2 plus. This is at concentration C2. This is at concentration C1. Right? Concentrations are different. So whatever change in the EMF will be observed, that will be observed due to difference in concentration of electrolyte. Therefore, they are called electrolyte concentration cells. Therefore, they are called electrolyte concentration cells. Is the definition clear to everyone? I'll write its Nernst equation now. Is the definition clear to everyone? Is the definition clear? Will cathode anode will always be same? Yes. In concentration cell, they will always be same. Yes. Next. Just a minute. Yes, let me write the Nernst equation for this. So what is my cell reaction? My cell reaction is Zn2 plus concentration C2 gives Zn2 plus concentration C1. This is my cell reaction. Now write Nernst equation. Nernst equation says E cell is equals to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N. N is 2. You can see here, your N is 2. So N is 2 log product concentration upon reactant concentration. That means C1 by C2. Correct? C1 by C2. Now, what is E naught cell? E naught cell is E naught cathode. What is your cathode? Zn2 plus 2 zinc minus E naught anode. E naught anode. What is your anode? Same. Your anode is also same. So this will give you what value? 0 minus 0.0591 by 2 log C1 by C2. This is your expression of E cell. Now with this, you should understand one thing. What is that one thing you should understand? So your E cell comes out to be what? Minus 0.0591 by 2 log C1 by C2. This is one expression. You'll get this. Right? Now, can you tell me what is the condition for spontaneity? For spontaneity, what is the condition? What is the condition? This you can also write it like, guys, if you take a reciprocal here, you can take a reciprocal here. We know this, that log C1 by C2 will be equal to minus log C2 by C1. Why? Because log C1 by C2, you can write it as log C2 by C1 power minus 1. So when you apply the log property, minus 1 will come outside. So log C1 by C2 is nothing but minus log C2 by C1. So if you write it in terms of log C2 by C1, you can also write it as E cell is nothing but 0.0591 by 2 log C2 by C1. So this is one other expression you can write in terms of positive. Right? I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. Now, what is the condition for cell to be spontaneous? What is the condition? E cell should be greater than 0. So for E cell to be positive, E cell to be greater than 0, right? What is the condition? C1 by C2, log value, C2 by C1, sorry. C2 by C1 should be greater than 1. That means C2 should be greater than C1. So for cell to be spontaneous, your C2 should be greater than C1. Then only this log value will come out to be positive, right? If C2 is less than C1, then this value will come out to be negative. Overall E cell will become negative. For E cell to be positive, C2 should be greater than C1. That means C2 higher concentration to lower concentration. That means zinc from high concentration will move to zinc to low concentration, right? Zinc from higher concentration will move to zinc to lower concentration, correct? So this is your Nernst equation and concentration cell in terms of zinc. Any doubt whatsoever, please ask again. I want to discuss one more example quickly. Any doubts whatsoever, please ask again. I need to discuss one more important example. Guys, any doubts? Very good. Now, let's take one more example. This is your hydrogen electrode. In the left side also you have hydrogen electrode, H2, HCl. Right side also you have H2, HCl. What is the difference? Concentration is C1, concentration is C2. Let me write the cell reactions. So at anode you have oxidation of hydrogen. So you can write 2H2 gives you 2H plus 2 electron. Concentration here is C1 at anode. At cathode, your reaction is reduction of H plus. So reverse of this reaction. 2H plus 2 electron gives you H2. Correct? Now, this is the concentration C2. When you add both of them, 2 electron gets cancelled. So your N value is 2. H2 gets cancelled. Why H2 gets cancelled? Sorry, this is not 2H2. Why H2 get cancelled? Because pressure is 1 atm. Pressure here is also 1 atm. So 1 atm, 1 atm. Therefore, it will get cancelled. So what you're left with? You're left with 2H plus gives you 2H plus. Correct? Now this is concentration. Now do not cancel 2 here. Do not cancel 2 here. You'll get different answer. Do not cancel 2 here. You'll get different answer. 2H plus will not cancel. You'll get different answer. Please don't do this mistake. Don't do this mistake. So this is the concentration C1. This is the concentration C2. Now write the Nernst equation again. Let us quickly write the equation. Yeah, let's write the Nernst equation again. My cell reaction is 2H plus concentration C2 to 2H plus concentration C1. Now write the Nernst equation. E cell is equals to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N log H plus concentration square H plus concentration C1 square by H plus concentration C2 square. Correct? Now, important thing, put the values. E naught cell will be again 0. Concentration cell, anode and cathode are same, so 0. So you'll get E cell as minus 0.0591 by 2. This is very important, pay attention. Log H plus C1. H plus C1 I'm writing as concentration of H plus at anode. At anode, this is at cathode. So I'm writing concentration of H plus at anode by concentration of H plus at cathode whole square power 2. Now this 2 will come outside, log A to the power B. So B will come outside. What will you get? Minus 0.0591 by 2 into 2 log H plus at anode by H plus at cathode. We are going to very important concept. Please pay attention. 2 will get cancelled. Now, what I can write it as? I can write it as 0.0591 log A by B. Log A by B is log A minus log B. So log H plus at anode minus log H plus at cathode, right? So I'll rewrite it. I have got E cell as minus 0.0591 log H plus at anode minus log H plus at cathode. Correct? Now please pay attention. This is minus 0.0591 as it is. You can multiply inside also. What is minus log H plus? Minus log H plus. What is minus? If you have H plus values, you can substitute here and find your E cell. This is also the expression you should remember. You should remember this expression also. I'm writing another expression. Yes, what is minus log H plus? pH. So this will become plus pH of cathode. Correct? Minus, if pH is minus log H plus, correct? Then log H plus will be what? Plus log H plus will be minus pH. So I can write log H plus at anode as pH at anode minus. Correct? Now you can simplify this and rewrite it as E cell is, send this minus sign inside. You'll get 0.0591. Minus comes inside. So pH anode minus pH cathode. That means if you know the pH of HCl solution, if you know the pH of HCl solution at cathode and anode, you can find the E cell. This is very important. If you know the pH values of the solution here, you can find it easily. Right? For finding pH, what do you need? you need H plus. Correct? Now you can find pH of buffer. You can find pH of salt hydrolysis. Now, are you getting my point? He'll give you a buffer solution here. Find its pH. Give you a buffer solution here. Find its pH. Substitute here. You can get your answer. So you'll get complicated questions like this. Buffer here, buffer here. Salt hydrolysis here, salt hydrolysis here. You can find pH, put the values here. You'll get your answer. We'll discuss these questions tomorrow, these type of questions tomorrow. Right? There is one homework you can take. See here, directly H plus is given. If directly H plus is given, you can use this. Or you can find pH also and simplify. You can solve this question, guys. You can solve this as homework. Yes, this is the previous page for Chetan and Sakshi. I'm done, guys. So I'm done for the class. Those who have any doubts can stay back. Others can leave. We'll discuss today's quiz post this. I'm done for the class today. Iske pehle this. It's purely mathematics, log. I hope you remember, you know mathematics a bit. I'm damn sure you know mathematics more than me. Why you take whole square? Because Ketki, I think Ketki is asking, no, Kishore is asking. Kishore, this is 2, na? Kishore, a square by b square. Can we write it as ab whole square? This is a square, this is b square. I wrote it as a by b whole square. What is the problem? Tomorrow JEE class is there. Tomorrow for JEE and NEET students only. Tomorrow's class, Pooja Munial, happy birthday to you, beta. Wish you many happy returns of the day. If you are there, wish you many, many happy returns of the day. Others can also wish her. If they want, they can't actually because they don't have the access. So Pooja, wish you many happy returns of the day. If you are there, have a good life ahead. Have a good exams you wrote, right? Have everything which you deserve in life, right? Okay. Yeah. Anyone else having any doubt can stay back. Others can leave. No doubts. Great. Either I am a good teacher or you are a superb student. Yeah. Let's go to today's quiz. Yes, guys, you can take the screenshot of the homework also. This is your final expression. You can take the screenshot of the homework question. Advanced problems we'll do tomorrow. Venkatesh will do tomorrow. Yeah, let's go to today's quiz. This is regarding biology. So stat students might not like. This is your today's quiz. Mind that there is one n less. There is no n after Ti. First Ti के बाद n नहीं है. So titin is also known as connection. It's a protein. Bio students already know. Even I know that. Right? It's a protein important in the contraction of the striated muscles. It connects Z line to M line. This nobody will understand. But even if you have studied 10th properly, you should know this. This was there in 10th also. Okay? Actin, pectin proteins and all those things. It connects Z line to M line of sarcomere. After myosin and actin and titin, titin is the third most abundant protein in muscle. And an adult contains approximately 0.5 kg of titin in the body. The length of 27,000, 33,000 amino acids, depending upon the splice isoform. Titin is the largest known protein. What other distinct feature it holds? It is the largest known protein till date. Titin is the largest known protein. What else is its feature? It's a chemistry class, remember that. What else it includes in its feature? Okay, obviously, if it has the largest structure, it will have more number of amino acids, its molecular formula will be large. Yes. What else distinction it has? It helps in contraction is already mentioned here. Kishore. Mobility. Chemistry class. Just remember, chemistry class. It's a chemistry class. Yes. So, On a count of 3, 2, 1, done. It doesn't have N after first TI. Very good, Gokul. Yes. It has the longest IUPAC name among all the organic compounds. It has the longest IUPAC name, right? It has the largest known protein. Titin also has the longest IUPAC name. In fact, it is the longest word in the English language also, or any other language also. It is the longest word. It is the longest IUPAC name which you will ever find, right? So I hope biology students were not aware of it. They were only limited to Z line, M lines, contraction of the striated muscles and all. What is the name? Dude, I need to compress the file to show you the name. It's quite a big name. I'll show you next class. If I can get it on one page, I'll show you. Right, that's all for today. Thank you. Guys, have a good day ahead. Good night ahead. Enjoy your nights. Have good dreams. Dream that you are topping the exams. You are getting rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 5, rank 20, rank 40, etc., etc. Right? So have good dreams, because you are the only one who will make your dreams come true. Yes. Good night, Pradeep. Good night, Gautam. Good night, Sakshi. Good night, Naren. Bye, Spurti. Yes, Ganesh, Ram Ram. Thank you, Sanat. Fourth slide of homework problem. Yes. This is the homework problem we are talking about, Chandan. Other one. This one. Yes, I'm showing that. Kishore. Is this one, Chandan? All right. Kishore, you can see this. This is the problem I gave as practice in class. You can take a screenshot. Then Kishore, this is the example which I was solving, formula I derived. Then this is the introduction part.